Hey guys, welcome back to the PKG channel. I'm Mike, and I'm always here with Evan.
What's up?
And the other day, so Tuesday, we did a video about our favorite Pokemon, and today, like we said in that video, we're going to do our least favorite. So,
Yay.
yeah, so we don't necessarily hate these guys. We don't like to use them, or
That's okay. Sure. You go ahead and say that, but
unless
I'm
you
pretty
hate them.
sure, yes, I do hate a few of these for
Okay.
numerous reasons,
We
but
don't
we'll get
hate
into that.
all of them per se.
We'll see. But yeah, like Mike said, worst list, we're going to do our top 10. We're going to build a team just like we did with our favorites. And then sometime next week, you'll see the result where we're going to battle with those teams. When we built our worst teams, keep in mind, like we were just trying to do the best we could with what we kind of picked. We picked our top 10 first, and then we built our teams off of that. So they're still like decent, but it's not going to be like, oh, I have a worthless piece of garbage on my team because I like to use it. No, I did my best to make a decent team out of them. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah. So
we,
we'll start with the top.
we tried to choose Pokemon that were like its fully evolution, or well, one Pokemon for me didn't have the fully evolution, but
Mm-hmm. I know a couple of mine don't, but we'll get to that in a bit. But I think we'll start with our top 10 worst. When we pick these guys, like Mike said, we might not necessarily hate them, but it's just either based off of their stats are absolutely garbage, their design is just stupid, or we just don't like it. And then just also, I know a couple of the guys on my team are just based off of like I had an encounter with them in the past with while I was playing a game, and it just tortured me and haunted my nightmares for years to come. So we'll get to those. And I love to relive this, so this will be fun.
okay.
So, all right, Mike, go ahead, start her off.
All right. So my number 10 is Delcatty. So back once again, Pokemon Coliseum and XD, Shadow Pokemon. She wasn't awful when I first fought it, and it kicked my ass a little bit because it was a Shadow Pokemon. And looking at its stats and looking at its moveset, I've used one before because I thought it was actually going to be decent. And I used it for, I don't remember which game, honestly. But I just know that I used her for a bit and immediately hated it and immediately took it off my team because I was just done with it. And its stats are awful. Like its speed is the highest thing it has. Well, speed and HP are tied, and it's only at 70. And then for Gen 5 on, they gave it a little boost. And the only thing they boosted was its speed by 20. So that just goes to show that they don't really believe in it either. And its moveset's honestly, it's not an awful moveset. Like it can learn some decent moves. It's just its stats are so bad, and I can't do it. And its design, I mean, it's a decent design, but it's kind of meh at the same time. So yeah, Delcatty, number 10.
Nice. All right, my number 10 is Illumise, the little bug guy from the third gen. It's got Volbeat as its brother. This guy, its base stats are only 430. It's just not a good Pokemon, I think. Not a very good moveset. It's just a bug type. I think they're trying to play off the idea where it's like Ruby and Sapphire were like opposites. So it's like this game had this, but the other game had like the exact same but different. So I think with these guys, it was like another one of those kind of gimmicky based off the game kind of design. But I don't like the design. It's a terrible Pokemon, and I've never liked it. And I just remember playing through the games, like I'd run into one and be like, oh, okay, whatever. So that's my number 10. Also keep in mind that the stats that we're looking at, for me, I just looked at the base stats of the most recent generation. I know Mike kind of looked to see like how they differed on his list, but I just went with the most recent because that's what everybody's kind of using now. And I'm sure a lot of these were a lot worse or a lot better before. Maybe they nerfed them or made them better somehow, but the majority of these are terrible. So we'll get into that.
Okay. Yeah. Also, if it can stop spawning in Pokemon Go, that'd be fantastic. Anyway, moving on to my number 9. This is a Pokemon that I know me and Evan have complained about a lot over the years, and that's Dunsparce. It's it came out and it was the most basic thing I've ever seen in my life. And then this whole time we're still waiting for it to have an evolution or something to make it better. Its stats are awful. It's not fast. Its attack is and defense are 70, 65 for special attack, special defense. Its move set again, like all these guys kind of have decent move sets, but they can't put it together in a game. Like I remember, again, I don't remember what game it is. That's how unforgettable these guys are to me. I used I used it in a game just for shits and gigs, and I just couldn't do it. I had to eventually take it off my team because I just couldn't do it. And yeah, Dunsparce, you were just the most plain and stupid, boring Pokemon on the planet.
I don't even know what it is. Like, what did they base it off of? Like, if
A
somebody
land
knows,
snake. It says a
really?
land snake.
A land snake. I was gonna say if somebody knows what it's based off of, comment below a picture or something of what it's supposed to look like. But
It has a rattle on it, so it's technically
yeah, like I understood it's like a snake, but it's just not good.
It's dumb and plain,
Well,
and it needs a freaking evolution.
yeah, I know we've all been waiting for that. Well, spoiler alert, I also have him further on my list, so we'll get into that a little bit further. My number 9 is Chimecho. I've never liked this guy. I thought it was useless. Again, like an Illumise, like 3rd gen, just a Pokemon. I thought it was interesting that they were starting to invite sound-based stuff into the game, and I feel like this is like their first kind of go at it. But I don't know. Just every time I see it, it's just kind of, it looks like a wind chime, basic concept. And then the fact that they gave it a pre-evolution baby in Chingling was just depressing. Because it's just a bell. And
Yeah.
it's not good. None of the babies are, but it's like, why? Why did you need to do that? Like, nobody's going to put in the work to get a Chingling. So, base stats 455. So it's probably one of the better ones that I have on this list, but it's still not good. I don't think it has a good move set. Just, yeah, not good. Don't like the design. Every time I see it, I just immediately go, that is trash. I'm not going to look at that anymore.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I don't think I've ever actually used one in a game fully before. So,
Neither have I.
transitioning into my number 8. My number 8 is a cool idea. I like the idea of the design of this Pokemon. It's just, oh my god, he's bad. And that's Delibird. I like the idea of having the Santa bird. I think that was very cool when they came out with it originally. But its base stats are 330. Like it's not good. Its move set isn't great. I'm looking at it now and it's a lot better than I thought it was. Like it can learn Gunk Shot and Drill Run and Seed Bomb for some reason. And like I don't know. I guess
it's a physical attacker, so that's
yeah.
not bad.
So yeah, like its attack's only 55, and then it's 65 for special attack, and its speed 75, and it's just not good. And there's just the typing was also cool, so I just
it was like a mini Articuno.
yeah, but a really bad version of it, and I can't, I couldn't do it, I can't do it, and good design idea, but bad execution.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the design of it's cool. I like the idea of present. It's just like a gimmicky little move, which I thought was kind of interesting. Obviously not great, but it's still kind of interesting. But yeah, Delibird, I just felt like you said, cool design, but they let it go. Didn't really do much. It's one of those gimmicky Pokemon. Like I just remember like Pokemon Stadium, playing that, or Pokemon Stadium 2, where you're like running across the field as a Delibird trying to bring presents back, and I always thought that game was super annoying because swine-ups would just mess up your day.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Delibird's just not good. I was hoping it was a little bit better. I'm actually shocked that it's only 330, like you just said. Like that was a little bit better than that. So, okay, so my number 8. This one might be surprising to some people because it has a Mega, and I know a lot of people like it, but I cannot stand this Pokemon, and it's Audino. It's just a knockoff Chansey, and it's not better. It's so bad. So the regular Audino stats are 445. So it's not terrible in terms of like if you're just looking for like a tanky healer and just like generic. It's probably not the best one to use, but it's okay. I didn't like the design at first, the normal version, but I didn't really care for it. But then once it got a Mega, I was just like, are you kidding me? Like, so its stats go up by 100. It's 545 base stat. Its defenses go up by 40, so it makes it a lot more tanky. So that's at least better. And I think it's both of its defenses are like 125, which are nice. And then its special attack goes up by 20, which is fine. The reason why I'm not a fan of the Mega either is I was kind of hoping they'd make it a normal fairy type, but they just kind of kept it as a normal type. So that was disappointing. And it just, I don't know. I think they were trying to like show that it could be good, but it just didn't work. I know in a future video, we're going to talk about him a little bit more where we talk about like our least favorite of each type. And when I was going through this, he was definitely one of my first ones that I was considering. So yeah, not thrilled about that. But again, Chansey got Blissey, which is a decent evolution, and Blissey's not terrible in terms of like competitive play, but it's still not great. I just think the Mega Audino, even though it's like decent in competitive play, again, just Audino itself, I don't like the design. It's a terrible Pokemon, and it's just annoying because it does have a little bit more health and okay defenses, so it's just really annoying to deal with because it's just not easy to kill when it should. Well, it's easier to kill, I'd probably say, than most things, but just annoying.
Yeah, I get that. And this Pokemon, once again, Pokemon Coliseum and XD. First time you play through it, the third Pokemon you get in the game is Ladybug. And you're like, oh, look at that. A nice Pokemon you can build throughout the game. And you evolve into a Ladian. And then Ladian is just not good.
I honestly thought I had another evolution. Like a lot of these games we were playing when we were younger, like we didn't have Cerebi, or we didn't have like these websites to tell us. I thought a lot of these Pokemon evolved, and they don't. So Ladian is one of those as well.
Well, you could do some cool things with Ladian too. If you gave it like a Mega or something, you could do some cool things with a giant ladybug, and like you can do some pretty funky things if you wanted to. And I don't know, you get it and you're happy that you got it, and then you get to it and its attack's only 35. I know it's a special attack type move guy, but it should be. Literally, most of its moves it uses its hands anyway, so it should be a strike type Pokemon. And you go to its move set and it's not amazing, and it only can learn 2 bug type moves and TMs, and then Silver Wind and Bug Buzz, and then basically after that you can't learn anything. And it's just
well, there's so many better bug flying types, right? Like I know Scyther evolves, but there's one. Butterfree I'd probably say is a little bit better. They've done another Ladybug with the Orbeetle in Gen 8, which is a psychic bug, which frankly way better. But yeah, I totally agree with you. It's just considering a Pokemon that when you evolve it learns Comet Punch, you'd think it'd be a little bit better to use it, but
well, it'd be cool if it was like a fighting bug. That would be cool if it was
that'd be a cool Mega. Yeah,
like if you made it a Mega and made a big Ladybug that was a fighting type, then it'd be cool. But it's not cool. It just sucks a lot.
Yeah. Give it like more of a physical moveset. I feel like it'd benefit it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just make it. I guess it'd just be another Heracross, but
true.
I don't know. It could just be a little bit different. And look at my Heracross, one of the fan favorites. Got a Mega, decent. Even if they gave Ladian the G-Max form, just a giant ladybug with a bunch of arms, and you're just like punching,
or a bunch of eyes, or something.
Okay, that'd be creepy.
Would be amazingly creepy. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, my number 7. This is one of the Pokemon that when it was released, I just laughed and thought the whole gen was just a joke because of it. The evolution line of like Muna and Musharna. I understand what it's based off of. I know like the history behind it. I like the concept. I like the psychic dream Pokemon that's like eating everybody's dreams. It's kind of like Drowsy, right? I can't remember what the animal it's based off of. The Taper, I think it's called. But the concept was cool. Decent idea. They just executed so poorly.
Yeah.
Like, Musharna is ugly. for one. It's curled up with this puff of smoke coming out of it, which I just think looks silly. And then when it actually opens its eyes, it's creepy. Like it doesn't look like a Pokemon. It looks like something that's fucked up. Like it just doesn't look right. The other thing is its stats are only 487 base total, which on my list here is the best one of all. And it's not a terrible Pokemon. Like it's okay, but its stats could be better. But I just think design wise, I literally laughed at it and went, wow. Because I think it's what, Gen 5 or Gen 6? I think it was X and Y.
No, it's black and white.
Was it black and white? Okay. Yeah, okay. So I remember that gen and I just thought, wow, if this is what it's gonna look like, the rest of the gen's probably a joke. And
Gen 5
actually,
has some bad designs.
They do. They were trying either not hard enough or too hard. But yeah, Musharna is not a good design, I think. And if you guys like Musharna's design, good for you, because I just can't get past it. So
speaking of bad designs, my number six is Swoobat. I feel like they were trying to make a psychic version of Crobat when they did this Pokemon and like make it more lovey-dovey and everything like that. And I can't handle its design. It's just stupid. It looks dumb. It's got the heart as a nose and it just doesn't look cool to me. And honestly, its stats aren't awful and its attack.
Oh, it's a good Pokemon. Yeah. I've used it before on Showdown. It can be really good.
It can be good. I just can't get past the design and it pisses me off. This Pokemon.
What, you're not swooning over Swoobat?
No, I am not. I know that's the point, but like, no.
I know.
It just pisses me off.
Pokemon Go recently. Yeah, when they released Woobat in Pokemon Go recently, it's like when it started spawning, I was like, cool, I'll catch a bunch just to like have enough. But now it's just like, okay, stop. So I feel you. I don't mind Swoobat. I actually enjoy it. I like the typing, Psychic Flying. It's just going to be like a Crobat, but it's Psychic. It's got decent stats, decent moves, but not a fan of the whole love thing, like the hearts on the nose and stuff. I agree with you there, but still a good Pokemon, so I'm okay with it. My number 6, which is, this one's an interesting one because it's one of the new gen ones. Indeedee. I'm surprised this thing's even a thing. Does anybody know about this thing?
I had to look it up personally.
Yeah, and like when you fight it in the game, it comes out and you're like, what the hell is this thing? I don't even know this existed. It's just an Audino, and it's Psychic type. But it's terrible. Its stats are 475, which for a Pokemon that doesn't evolve, okay. But the interesting part about it, which I just found out when I was doing research about this, the gender, like if it's a male or a female, actually changes its stats, which I thought was really cool. Like when it's a female, it has more defenses. Like the base total stats are the exact same, 475, but each stat is just like a 10 difference based off of what gender it is. So like I was saying, the defense on the female, a little bit more defense and a little bit more health, whereas the male is more attack and speed, which was interesting. So if you wanted more of a attacker with it, you did it that way. If you wanted more of a tanky, you could get a female version, which I don't know. I think it's kind of an interesting thing. And then like based off its gender, its horns flip over, but there was no reason for it. There's no story to it. No like reasonable explanation of like why it's a thing. It just seemed pointless. Could have like left it out and not really cared. So I don't know. I've never used it, never really looked into it too much because again, it's not that memorable. But I mean, who knows? Maybe it's okay. Maybe I'll use it on my team. Maybe I'll change it up. But right now, don't care.
Okay, so my number 5, I have labeled it Pikachu wannabes. So we have Pachirisu, we have Plusle and Minon, we have Emolga, and we have a bunch of other ones that I'm probably missing. But I'm just going to talk about all of them in one because I didn't want to put 5 Pokemon in my list that were all different, so I just put them all together. And all of them just, they tried so hard to make like a mascot for the gen, every single gen with this electric type Pokemon. And all of them fall flat because all of them suck. Like
Yep.
all of them have under 90 or under 100 for their base stats, pretty much. I think Emolga is the only one who has over 90 or 100, something like that. But yeah, like all of them are bad, and it's just ridiculous, and I hate it because they tried so hard to like make more Pikachu's as a mascot for each generation, and every single time it just falls flat because, as I'll tell you later on, Pikachu's not even that good. So
Yeah. Well, and I think it's funny because they try to make all of these copies that are a little bit different, like they're their own thing, and they didn't work. And then as soon as they go, we're going to make the exact copy where we take a Pokemon that is copying Pikachu, and it was one of the greatest Pokemon things that people loved. Like Mimikyu is insane. It's good stat wise, it's good in competitive. If you put a Swords Dance on that thing, it's unreal. And people loved it because of the idea. And then the Ghost Fairy typing was unbelievable as well. So I agree with you. A lot of those copies just made no sense. Like they did it with Pichu in the second gen, which kind of worked. People were okay with it. And then since then, it just Muscle and Minun were terrible. Pachirisu is terrible. Morpeko is literally just an evil Pikachu, and I just cannot understand why it's a thing. And I don't know. I agree with you. The concepts were, if not lazy, just bad. And even though some of them might have been okay, they're just not that good.
see, I'll give Plus Minun a little bit of a pass at least because they were trying to do something cool with plus and minus, and their base
Yeah.
stats are actually decent at 405 considering what they are. So the fact that they at least have the decent ones, like at least they had some sort of concept to them.
Yeah. Well, I find it similar to the Illumise and the or Illumise and Volbeat. It was the same thing where they were trying to do like one for each version of the game, and I feel like with the third gen games, it was like they were really trying to step out and do something different because the first two gens were very similar. The games were very similar, whereas like this is where they were starting to make more moves. I think special and physical attacks were separated at this point. Like special and physical attack stats were like they separated the two, and or like special defense was a thing, so they changed that. And then it wasn't until the fourth gen where moves actually had the special and physical feature on that. But I agree. Like plus or minus aren't terrible. I didn't mind them. I remember collecting Pokemon cards. I had cards of those guys, and I thought they were the coolest because the cards were really cool, and they were trying to make them really big at the time. So, but yeah, I agree with you, 100%.
Sad part is Plusle was technically my first level 100 in a game.
I remember that, and I think wait, was it yours or mine?
Mine.
Oh, because I had mine in right. Okay, I had mine in level 100 as well. And I remember him. I remember in the later games it learned Trump card. And it was just so bad.
I don't know why the hell we levels it up that high, but we did.
I don't know either, man. We did it.
Because Ampharos is in that game, so I don't know why we did it.
Is he in the third gen? Did they put him in there?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, there's tons of other electric types in that game that are way better. But anyway, let's move on. My number 5, speaking of electric type, Stunfisk. So when they first came out with Stunfisk, electric ground typing, really cool. I enjoyed that idea, and I think it was a really cool concept. The design, the name, it just, I don't know, it just sounds gross. Stunfisk looks gross, and its stats are 471, which, okay, not the world-ending type of stats, but yeah, I'm a sucker for electric and ground types. We've talked about it in previous videos. Ground is one of my favorite typings, and this thing just does not appeal to me whatsoever. The Galarian form that they've made, a little bit better. I actually enjoy the idea and concept and the design of it. Looks a little bit cooler. Steel ground type is a cool design. Like, again, Steelix is a cool typing. And I like how it's like a steel trap, which is a way better design for it. But they realized that Stunfisk was terrible, and they're like, all right, let's change it up to see if somebody will like it again, which in my opinion, I think it worked, but not a good Pokemon. Not a fan.
So my number 4 is actually also Stunfisk. I don't want to talk about it, so you can just go to your 4.
Okay, cool. So my number 4. Some people might be upset about this. Well, I'm not gonna lie. Alolan Persian, and
It's design.
the reason for that is the design. Yes, like Meowth, the Alolan Meowth kind of looks derpy, I think, but the Alolan Persian takes that to a whole new level. It got fat, it got derpy. It's like it got stung by like a bee drill, and its face just stayed like that. Like it just looks bad, and it just looks stupid. I like what they did, giving it another form, but the problem is it's a dark type, just like when they did. I don't know, when they were making all these variants, I felt like they just picked like 4 or 5 types and were like, okay, let's make all of them like that. So they gave Muck dark type, Persian dark type, Rattata and Raticate dark type. Then they were like Alolan, Sandslash, and Ninetales types. And then like they just, you know what I mean? Like it just seemed like they just kept everything the same, but they just gave everything one type. But Alolan Persian to me, like its base stats are 440. I always remembered Persian being a little bit better. Like its physical attack was always really good, and when I was looking at it, apparently it's not. I thought the stats were way better. But Alolan Persian's more of a special attacker, and the problem with that is that it barely learns special type attacks. Like it has almost the same move set as a Persian, and they're all physical moves. Learns Dark Pulse when it's a higher level, and then TM's like it can learn some pretty good moves, but it just I don't know. Just they could have done a little bit better with it. I think made it a little bit more intimidating, but it just looks so dumb. Every time I look at it, I think, why Pokemon? You've ruined an okay Pokemon and made it just look stupid.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I remember we laughed our asses off when it first came out. So,
Like, don't get me wrong, the Rattata Raticate looks cool. I like the Mafia design. But then you look at Persian, you're like, what were you thinking? And it's almost like they try to fix it with the Berserker, like the Galarian forms. I like those ones. Those ones are kind of cool. But I keep forgetting that they're Meowth. And I look at it and go, wait a sec, that's a Meowth? Okay. But I don't know. I think they did way better with the Galarian form, and they realized that the Alolan form was just bad.
speaking of ugly Pokemon, my number 3 is Drampa. It's so ugly. I can't do it.
They ruined the perfect opportunity to turn Dunsparce
Into a Drampa. Yeah.
Like Dunsparce would be a good normal dragon type, and then they're like, okay, here's a normal dragon type, but it has nothing to do with Dunsparce. Like,
And it's very ugly.
yeah, like I'm okay with Drampa. I like the typing, but considering it's a dragon type, it just it just didn't live up to the hype, or it doesn't live up to the dragon standards. It could be okay, but I also remember the animations when you battle it just looks so dumb because he gets all like, bleh.
Yeah, no, it for me it's mostly because it looks dumb because like every dragon type can learn basically whatever move it wants, but I just
No, I agree with you. They
it's
could have
so
done way
ugly.
better for a dragon normal type.
And they could have evolved Dunsparce into it. Like there's the
Yeah.
opportunity there.
Yeah. Well, and if you look at it, Drampa, okay, it's a grandpa dragon, which I don't mind. Like growing up, like I've talked about in previous videos, I love dinosaurs. I love dragons. That was like my obsession growing up. That's why I like Pokemon, because I felt like it's pretty much the same. But you could have made it way better. You could have given it a pre-evolution and a middle evolution, and you could have made it like a baby, an adult dragon, and then like the grandpa version. And they could have made it like hella better. Like think about all the different like designs of dragons that are like older looking with like beards and stuff. Like I immediately think of Thousand Dragon from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
That's what I think of when I think of like a grandpa dragon. Like they could have done something very similar and made it way better. Yeah.
Did so much with it.
Yeah. Well, and I think this leads well into my third one about how they messed up not turning something old into an evolution, but instead making something completely different. Luvdisc and Alomomola. What the actual fuck? Okay, Luvdisc. Let me talk about this for a sec. These honestly, these could deserve to be my number one, but the reason they're not, I'll get into later. But these guys, holy shit, Luvdisc. The stats are only 330. That is horrendous. So this Pokemon's just a waste. Yeah, it's a heart, okay, whatever. But the fact that you've created a Alomomola, which is just a bigger Luvdisc with some fins on the top and bottom. It's still in the heart shape. It's pink. It has better stats at 470. And you're telling me that shit doesn't evolve? When I saw this thing, I was like, oh, they give Luvdisc an evolution. That's awesome. It's still terrible, but it's awesome because it's like it needed it. And then I found out it didn't evolve. And I'm like, what the actual fuck are they thinking? That was so dumb on their part. I don't like the design of Alomomola. Like Luvdisc, I'm okay with. It's fine. I'm not hating it. But Alolomola's design is terrible. If they linked it with Luvdisc, I'd be okay with it. But they didn't, and it pisses me off that they didn't. So fuck Alomomola. I hate it. Also, the fact that it's got Alola in the name, and they did it 2 gens before they did Alola region. It's just okay. Let's move on. I'm getting too heated about this.
All right. Moving on to my number 2. I know a lot of people actually kind of like him. I personally can't stand him, and that's Shuckle. His defense and his special defense and everything with his defense is great, but that's what pisses me off about him is that he has no attack, so you're basically fighting it for like half an hour because you can't kill it, and it can't kill you, and it's going to basically just – it's one of those Pokemon where it's strategic, so you have all those like – toxic on it and you have everything that's going to slowly kill you, but it's just like you fight it for so long and you just want it to die, and if you teach it freaking defense curl, then it's even worse to kill, and it's just the most ridiculous thing on the planet to me. Just kill it, just let it die faster, for the love of God.
See, I love Shuckle. I love it as a meme. I love it because it's just the stupidest thing ever, and like the design, it's a rock with like a bug living in it, like whatever. But I like the competitive aspect of it. Like you can teach it toxic and survive like everything. I also love the meme where it's like you're about to get fuckled, which Mike will be posting right now because I've had that picture in my phone since I first got a smartphone because that's sick. But I don't know. There's so many different things you could do with it. You could give it like I can't remember what the move's called, but it's like you swap your defense and attack, where it's just like if you set up like a shell smash, swap it, and then just try to kill things right away. You could do that. That thing's dangerous if you do that. But yeah, I don't know. I like Shuckle. I think it's awesome. My number 2, Mike already talked about this earlier on his list, is Dunsparce. So same reasons as before. It needed an evolution, and they screwed it over. It's not good with a base stat of 415. It's just a useless Pokemon, and the design is terrible. They could have done so much more with it. So that's my number 2, but we won't get into that anymore. So let's go on to our number 1s.
Okay, so my number 1, everyone's going to hate me for it because everybody freaking loves him because he's the freaking mascot of Pokemon. It's annoying as hell that he's the mascot of Pokemon, but it's Pikachu. First of all, stop giving him more costumes because we don't care. We don't. We just want it to be a Raichu at this point. Make it a Raichu.
It's a collectible. I collect them.
Just give me Raichu. Just let me evolve it fast as I can and let me be done with it. Its stats are not good. Its moveset is, well, they've built his moveset, so it's not as bad as it used to be, but it's still dumb. Like, in no world should a freaking electric type be able to learn Surf. It makes no sense. It's stupid. Everything about it is stupid.
Right. Lots of electric types. Lots of electric types can learn Surf.
Yeah? Which ones?
Think about the electric water type, like Lantern.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But no, think about it.
But it's Pikachu.
But then you also got to think about Zebstrika can learn Flame Charge.
I mean, yeah, because it's a zebra.
Beedrill can learn Drill Run. Like, I know what you're saying, but Pikachu on a surfboard, you know, it's gimmicky, but I agree with you in the sense where it's like they've made it super gimmicky, and Pikachu is just this like thing that nobody can touch, and they've just made it like super ridiculous. But on top of that, I think that them giving Alolan Raichu,
I mean, yes.
that thing,
See, I
that
love
thing is
Raichu.
awesome. I love Raichu. I love Alolan Raichu
Hate
even
Pikachu.
more. You know what I miss? Fat Pikachu. I love
Can
Fat
he be
Pikachu.
fat again? Because then
All
we
the
can make
shows
fun of
he was
him.
fat. Cards he was fat. I have so many Pikachu cards where it's like he just got thinner, and
His
it's just like
Gigamax is fat.
I love his Gigantamax. That's the that's the other thing. You're giving a Pokemon like Pikachu a Gigantamax. You did well by it by making it fucking fat and adorable. I love it. But you're right. It's a terrible Pokemon. And Pokemon Yellow, that shit I used to use, but now as soon as you get Eevee and you turn that shit into a Jolteon, bye Pikachu. See you later. Not even a question.
Also, the TV show also pissed me off because it can't friggin' use electric type moves on an Onix. It just can't.
Yeah, okay. That's different. That Pikachu's special.
Pikachu is special, but it shouldn't be that special.
I know. It's okay, Mike. It's okay. Deep breaths. Okay, my number one. This Pokemon is actually really good and competitive if you're using it right. Wobbuffet. Fuck this thing. I hate it. I hate it with a passion. Okay? The base stats are terrible. 405. All it's got is HP. Okay? The moveset. Everybody knows its moveset because it's so damn small. It's like Destiny Bond, Counter, Mirror Coat, Splash, and then whatever the fuck else. Like there's like 3 more, but that's it. Okay? This thing, I hate with a passion. I hate its face. Okay? I hate the design. I like the concept where its tail is actually the Pokemon and the blue part is a decoy. I like that. That's cool. I like how it has eyes on its tail. But I just think this thing is horrendous. It's so dumb. And the fact that Jesse and James get into the TV show is the most annoying piece of shit I've ever seen. This is why it's my number one. I hate this thing. I hate the sound. I hate the look. I hate its everything. The fact that they have a pre-evolution called Why Not? What? Why? And if you answer with why not, I'm going to slap you because that's just, I knew you were going to, okay? There's no reason for it. It's just so dumb. There is no reason for this thing to exist. And there's not one thing I like about it except the idea that its tail is the actual Pokemon and the rest is a decoy. If they were going to give this thing a Galarian or a Alolan form, I think that'd be really interesting. Because what they could do is they could turn the tail, keep the tail the way it is, but then turn the body into something else and give it a different typing and explore the idea of maybe making it like a physical attacker, or maybe not physical, but like making it an offensive Pokemon where it's like the stats are reversed. It's more like attack based and it just like has every physical, or has like a set move of physical, or has a set move list of like just attacking moves that are like super powerful, but its stats are shit, and they would be just super gimmicky. No one would like it, but if they're gonna do something with it, do that, because that's like a meme in itself. But get this shit out of my face. And I'm actually really annoyed because I'm looking at my list of my teams, and it's on there. And the only reason it's on there is because I'm going to try to use it and see how it goes. But this will be a good little segue into our teams. So, yeah, that's my number one worst Pokemon for so many reasons.
Yeah, no, I get that. That's why I hate Pikachu too. It's okay.
Yeah, I like Pikachu. I like Fat Pikachu.
It's Fat Pikachu. You like Fat Pikachu. You don't like overhyped other Pikachu.
I don't like Ash's Pikachu.
I don't like any Pikachu unless it's Fat Pikachu. It has to be fat.
Maybe I'll go pull out my Pikachu card collection.
No,
I've got like
do that.
a page and a half of them. Anyway, moving on. Shall we go into our teams?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll start this off because I've already kind of segued into this. My first one is a Wobbuffet. I'm going to try to use that, really just troll Michael as much as I can with it. But when we do the battle video, I'll try to go more into depth with it. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's the first one on my team.
My first on my team is Drampa.
That makes sense. It's probably the only one on your list that you're going to be able to use.
Yeah.
Okay. My second one is Stunfisk. I'll probably use the normal form of it because with the Galarian form, I'm okay with. It's not on my list as the worst. It's the original one. I also have it on my team just because the type diversity I think will do well. And I'll see what I can do with it. Hopefully it'll be okay. But yeah, that's my second one.
I just want to say now, in the favorites video during this part where we talk about our teams, I flash up a Photoshop thing I did for it. I'm not doing it for the worst. It's not happening. Not happening.
Don't associate yourself with that.
My second guy is Shuckle. As much as I hate him, I'm gonna try and do something with it.
We just have a Shuckle and Wobbuffet battle.
Yeah, sure.
See who wins. You'll probably win because you have Toxic and stuff, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, so for my number 3 Pokemon is Audino, and the reason why I did this is because it has a Mega form. I thought it would be useful. I'm going to do my best to see what I can do with it, but it does have some value in what it's able to do as a Mega. And the reason why I'm going to say I'm going to use the Mega, not just because I think it'll be useful, but also because I think that the Mega, even though it's better than the Audino design-wise and competitively, I don't like the Mega Audino. I think it's pointless, and they've taken a worse Pokemon, tried to give it something, and it kind of worked, but it's just pointless. So Mega Audino probably for my 4th one, but we'll see how that goes.
My third Pokemon, because apparently I did reverse of what you did, but whatever. I went with Lady just for the simple fact that I saw that Evan has multiple psychic types on his team.
Fuck. Well,
so yeah,
okay.
Lady, fuck types.
Cool. My number 4, as much as I hate this, Alolan Persian, because
fuck types.
Persian's not a bad Pokemon. It has a decent moveset if I use it right, so I'm gonna try to do it, but I'm just gonna hate it the whole time having to look at it. So maybe I'll annoy Michael enough to forfeit using this thing, but we'll see.
My next Pokemon. Yeah, I have 2 bug types. Bug. Anyway, my next one is Pikachu. As much as I do hate him, I will use him.
That's not a bug type.
No, but Shuckle is, okay? Anyway. Anyway, Pikachu. Even though I hate him, I mean, I can teach it stupid moves that'll fucking work, and then...
Are we gonna... So you're not gonna use the Let's Go version, right?
No.
And you're not gonna be able to teach it...
Not gonna be a piece of shit.
Okay. Use Pikachu, not Partner Pikachu.
I will not use Partner Pikachu.
Okay.
Also, fuck Partner Pikachu, too.
So my 5th one, which makes no sense because, like Michael said, I have a lot of psychic types. Musharna. Stat-wise, it is the best on my list, so I just thought it would be the best one to use. I'm going to just see if I can annoy the shit out of Michael with it because I know it has, like, the sleep moveset, so we'll see how that goes. And hopefully I can do something with it.
This worst match is just us trying to frickin' fuck with each other.
Yeah, honestly, that's all it is.
My next one's Delibird. I mean, he was just better than the rest of them, so I just went with Delibird over the Pikachu Echoes. So
yeah, is that your number 6?
That's my number 5. So one more thing.
Okay. My last one, Illumise. Bug type.
Bug type.
I'm looking at my list, and again with this, I think it was just different typing. I didn't want to use Alomomola or Luvdisc just because I felt like it wouldn't have been very beneficial. I thought the bug typing might be worth it because I think does Mike have a psychic type on his team?
I do, but it's a psychic flying type, so you can't do shit.
Oh yeah, that is your next one. You have a lot of flying
shit.
types. I don't know. We're gonna use Illumise. I'm gonna see if it'll be okay. like stats wise, it's not terrible, but we'll see how I can do with it. It was just type variant, trying to get something on my team. But now that I'm looking at it, I feel like Alomomola might be better. So we'll see. Maybe I'll change it up. So I'm going to put Illumise / Alomomola. We'll decide.
I will give you to
later.
the end of the video to figure that out.
Okay.
My number 6 is Swoobat, because we kind of gave that away. The moveset makes it easy for me to choose him. I just still hate what he looks like. I guess I can get over that for this, but yeah, no. Team.
Okay. So yeah, I'm going to change my 6th one. I'm going to do Alomomola over Illumise.
Okay.
Because I like Alomomola a little bit better than Illumise to battle with, now that I'm thinking about it. So there you go.
Yeah, that's our teams. We're going to build them in Showdown probably pretty soon here. And just like our favorite ones, we're going to have our favorite one came out. We're going to have this one come out. And then we're going to have next week, we're also going to have the best battle and then the worst battle at the end of the week. So we'll have those ready for you. And then we'll go into our typings probably after that pretty soon. And then we have our what Pokemon could be better video coming out 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, so I think the week that we do the battles, the week after that will be Pokemon that should be better. And then the favorite and least favorite of each type. So we'll pick fire type, and then we pick one fire type Pokemon that we just think is amazing, and then one that we think is terrible. And we'll go through those. But yeah.
Then we have another project that we're not going to tell you about. So.
Okay.
Yeah, awesome. That is
all right.
All from us from this video. We will see you guys all later.
All right. Stay tuned. Make sure you click the subscribe button, click the bell button so you know when we're posting videos. We're probably going to try to pump out a little bit more content per week eventually, but stay tuned for that stuff. And give us a like, give us a comment, tell us who your worst Pokemon are for you if you hate one. So throw her in there and we'll have some fun with it. So, all right. See you later. See you in the next one. Peace.